Welcome to today's training on how to collaborate, meet, and work remotely. I'm Megan Guerrero, and I'm the Community and Economic Development Agent in Willacy County for Prairie View A&M University Cooperative Extension Program. In this workshop, I'm working with Andy Everett, El Paso County Community and Economic Development Agent. Later, I'll pass it off to her. As an extension of the university, we serve as the boots on the ground, providing evidence-based programs out in the communities that we serve. We work in the Community and Economic Development Unit in Willacy and El Paso counties. Our job is to essentially create equity in communities we serve through technical assistance and capacity building. Our unit is also a Grow with Google partner. Prairie View A&M University Cooperative Extension Program has partnered with Grow with Google to provide this training. In addition, they're providing some free tools and resources you can use to stay connected when you're working remotely. You can find them at grow.google/remote work. Let's be real. We all know working remotely often means working from home. So let's start with some tips that can make it easier for you to work from home. Keep your routine. If you normally wake up, work out, and take a shower before work, keep doing that. Maintain regular hours, set a schedule, and try to keep to it. Keeping your routine will help you with a sense of normalcy. Create a dedicated workspace. Find a spot to go to work in your home at the same place every day. If you don't have the luxury of a dedicated office at home, at least go to the same place at a table every day, even if you have to clean it up at dinner time. Don't just bring your laptop to the couch one day, then the recliner the next. Have lunch and breaks. Make sure you add those to your schedule. It's too easy to work at your desk when you're at home. Also, don't sit in front of your computer for 8 solid hours. Every hour or so, stand up and walk around. Give your body and your eyes a break. Have tools you need to be productive. Without the supplies of the office, you may need things you don't realize until a few days into working remotely. Think about supplies you use in a normal day. Make a list and make sure you have them as a part of your home office. Create a to-do list. At the end of your workday, write your to-do list for the next day. That will help keep you from popping back to your computer to do one more little thing that ends up taking another hour. Make sure you give your coworkers a bit of grace. If they're working from home too, there's going to be background noise, a dog barking, kids pestering them, so just roll with it. And if those distractions happen to you, don't worry or stress about it. Most important, when your work day is done, close up shop. Remember, at the end of the day, if you're not at work, don't work. Today, I'm going to share Google tools that help you stay productive no matter where you are so you can successfully collaborate, meet, and work remotely. First, I'll talk about Google Meet and Calendar to help you communicate from anywhere. Then, I'll go over Google Drive and how to collaborate with people on the same files from anywhere. Lastly, I'll introduce some additional Google training resources to help you learn from anywhere. Many of you heard of G Suite, which is a collection of product design for workplace collaboration, storage, communication, and more. Everything I'm going to show you today works both with G Suite and what Google calls the consumer version of these tools. That's what you probably call your regular Google account, or maybe your personal Google account. If in a few places where things are different, I'll let you know. To use any of these tools I'm going over today, you need to be signed into your Google account. What's a Google account? If you have a Gmail email address, you have a Google account. If your organization uses G Suite and you're linked into that, you have a Google account. If you don't have a Google account, you can set one up for free. You can choose to get a new Gmail email address, or you can use another email address you already have to register for a Google account by visiting accounts.google.com/signup. If your employer uses G Suite, you may have an email address that doesn't look like a Gmail address, but is still a Google account. If you aren't sure if your work Gmail is a G Suite or not, check with your team at work. Let's start off with learning how to communicate from wherever you are. The first tool we're going to go over today is Google Meet. Google Meet allows you to conduct video calls. You're probably used to meeting with your coworkers, clients, team, or even friends face-to-face. Maybe you met them in a conference room. Maybe you met them for coffee. But when people are working in different places, it can be hard to do that. Unlike a regular phone call or audio conference call, with Google Meet, you can get the benefits of face-to-face meetings even when everyone is in different locations. Meet really takes the headaches out of scheduling and joining a video call. Just set up a meeting and share the link. No worrying about whether teammates, clients, or customers have the right accounts or plugins. And Meet is available to everyone who has a Google account, even if it isn't a G Suite account. Google Meet allows you to hold video meetings with people inside or outside of your organization. You need to be signed into a G Suite account to create a video meeting to participate in a meeting video call. You will need a Google account. If you have an existing Google account, sign in at meet.google.com to get started. If you don't have a free Google account, it only takes a minute to create one using your work or personal email address of your choice. You can create a Google account at accounts.google.com. Another great feature of Meet is people can quickly access your meeting from their computer, their tablet, or even a smartphone. People don't need any plugins or special softwares. As long as they are connected to internet, they can connect with you on Meet. And because so many people are working from home right now, Google is extending advanced meeting capabilities to all G Suite customers. That means that people who use Meet through G Suite can have meetings up to 250 participants, and they can record meetings too. For individuals, it's up to 100. Those expanded capabilities are available to G Suite users at no extra charge through September 30th. And for all Google Meet users, you can feel confident that your meetings are secure. All meetings and recordings are encrypted. Best of all, the security features in the Meet are turned on by default, so that in most cases, you won't have to do a thing to ensure the right protections are in place. There are some minor differences between a paid and free version of Google Meet that are rolling out in the coming weeks. When we say paid, we are referencing a G Suite account. For those who have a free consumer account, you will still have access to some of the features previously offered to paid G Suite account holders. The new free version allows for up to 100 meeting participants for as long as an hour. Through Google won't enforce this time limit until after September 30th, 2020. For existing paid G Suite accounts, enhanced functionality will be offered at no additional cost. Business accounts can hold meetings for up to 250 attendees with a maximum meeting duration of 300 hours through September 30th. After that time, functionality will return to its standard for the tiered G Suite account that you currently have. Have a meet rather than just an audio call really helps you feel connected. If you haven't tried Meet, here are some ways you can use it. You're probably used to having in-person brainstorming meetings with your team. Those carry over to Meet beautifully. If you normally meet with clients in person, encourage your clients to schedule consultations via Google Meet. You can even host online classes or virtually get-togethers with Meet. Like a lot of Google tools, there are different ways to connect with Google Meet. I'm going to show you 2 ways for you to join a Meet video call. You can go directly to meet.google.com. This is a great spur-of-the-moment conversations or meetings. Or you can set up meeting invitations in Google Calendar and designate it as in Google Meet. When you are in Google Meet, you have some settings which you can control. I'm going to show you those features in a few slides, but first, let me show you how to set up Meet. The easiest way to access Meet is through meet.google.com. This is the perfect for an impromptu meetings and conversations. From the website meet.google.com, all you have to do is click Join or Start a Meeting. No matter how you access Meet, you'll have a variety of options you can use. I'll show you those in a few minutes. And remember, you don't need a Google account to participate in a Meet video meeting. However, if you don't have a Google account and the meeting organizer and someone from the organization must grant you access to the meeting. If you are not signed in to a Google or a Gmail account, you cannot join using your mobile device. If you want to schedule a meeting in advance, even if it's later the same day, you can do that through Google Calendar. This is the second way to schedule a Google Meet. You can find your calendar at calendar.google.com. Once you're in your calendar, double-click on the time and day you want the meeting. Add the title and start filling in the details. If you want to add Meet, you can do that by clicking Add Video Conferencing. This screenshot of Calendar is what it looks like in G Suite version of the tool. The experience in the consumer version will look a little bit different here, but the process of setting up the meeting is very similar. With either version, when you click More Options, you can fill out more details about your meeting. As I show you the features, I'm showing you them as they would appear if you have a G Suite account. When you click on Add Video Conferencing, you will get a drop-down that says Join with Google Meet. Click on that to schedule your video meeting. Within your meeting, you can also click the More Options link to add more information about the meeting, add guests by entering their email addresses, add notes, and other options. When you finish setting up the meeting, make sure to select Save. When you save the meeting on your calendar, everyone you invited to the meeting will get an email invitation that looks like this. They can let you know if they can make the meeting or not. If you go back into the meeting on your own calendar, you'll see who has replied yes and who has replied no, and who has not replied at all. When it's time to actually start your meeting, go back to your calendar, click on the meeting, and click Join with Google Meet. Everyone who you invited into the meeting can do the same thing in their calendar, or they can go to their emails and join meeting from their link. When you click on the link, you'll get a screen similar to this with a big bar that says Join Meeting. And as you can see there, people can even join the meeting from their smartphone. If people on your team have a computer without a camera, most likely they have one on their phone. Next, I will pass it off to my co-presenter, Andy Everett.
Thank you, Megan. So you just saw different ways to initiate a meeting. Let's look at the different features of Google Meet. So here's a screenshot of how Google Meet looks with 9 people participating. You can mute your microphone or turn your camera off. You do that by clicking on the gray microphone or camera icon on the bottom of the screen. You can see in the middle box on the left column, the man in the gray shirt turn is on mute. The symbol for that is the red microphone with the strike through. That signals to everyone else that his microphone is off. If everyone had this camera turned on, you wouldn't see their live face. Instead, you'd see their Google account profile picture if they have one. Or you'd see a static icon with just their first initial. Even when people are on the video call, there are times when they want to communicate via chat. This is useful when one person wants to share links to other files. It is also useful when asking for information from a larger group. Or participants can send the group a typed message without interrupting the speaker. Anyone in the meeting can simply click on the chat icon on the top right of the screen and type a message to the rest of the group. If someone in the meeting wants to show a file or document that is on their computer with the rest of the group, they can share their screen by selecting Present Now. The person sharing their screen may have multiple windows open on their screen. When they select Present Now, Google will ask what they want to share. They can select what view they want to share with the other people in the meeting. Meet also allows you to record meetings to Google Drive, safely storing the recording for the meeting owner after recording is stopped or the meeting ends. This would be helpful for something like a live training session that you want to be able to reference later or share with people who weren't able to attend the training live. You may want to practice using Meet with a friend or a trusted coworker. That will help you feel more comfortable with the technology and also with how you look and sound on the Meet. Here are some best practices for having a great Google Meet. So when you're conducting or participating in a video call like Meet, you should keep your camera on. It makes a better impression and helps you stay more engaged. You want to choose a neutral background if you're able and reduce area clutter. An external microphone may provide better sound quality than the one built into your device and is especially great if you plan to conduct any virtual webinars. Lastly, when you're not speaking, it's best to mute your microphone and limit your moving around so not to distract or take away from the person speaking. So now we're going to talk about another way Google makes it easy to work together no matter where you are in the world. You've probably already been in a situation where someone on your team created a document or a spreadsheet, they emailed it to you and someone else on the team and asked for your thoughts. So you opened the file, made some changes, saved it as version 2, and emailed it back. Your teammate made their own changes and saved it as her own file. After a day or two of the three of you sending emails back and forth, no one knows what version is correct. I'm about to show you the way to stop all that craziness. By storing files in Google Drive, you can share access to files and everyone you share it with can make their changes to one file, and best of all, you can see those changes in real time. No more emailing files back and forth. Once you're in your Google account, you'll be able to use the Google applications I'm showing you today, plus a lot more. Let's start off with Google Drive. That's what really drives everything I'm showing you today. You can find that by clicking on the grid icon at the upper right-hand corner of your screen I'm showing you. If you are already in another Google app like Gmail, you can find the grid icon in the upper right corner there too. When you click on that grid icon, you'll see the Google Drive icon, as well as icons for other Google applications. Most likely, the ones you use are the most will show up first. Feel free to arrange your apps the way you like. The link in the quick tip here goes to step-by-step instructions about everything you need to know about Google Drive, including uploading files from other software programs like Word and Excel. You can also access Google Drive as well as any of the individual apps from your mobile device. When you store your files in Google Drive, you can access them anywhere, anytime you are connected to the internet. And if you know there's a good chance you are going to be without internet access, you can turn on the available offline setting for the files you think you might need when you don't have internet access. We'll go into that in a few minutes. As we mentioned earlier, Google Drive is a tool that allows you to save all kinds of files in one secure location. Your files in Drive can be accessed from your smartphone, tablet, or computer. That means wherever you go, your files follow. Here's the cool part. When you store files in your Drive, you can give access to different files to different people. Maybe you created a draft agenda for a big event. You want everyone on your event planning committee to have access to the agenda. That's the path I'm showing you on the left side of your screen. But maybe you also have a budget file. You only want one other person to have access to that. That's the path on the right side of the screen. And more good news is that you can give different people different levels of access to the file. People can either have access to edit a file, comment on the file without editing, or just view it without the ability to comment or make changes. You can also give people access to the complete folder and store a group of files in that folder. In that situation, everyone has access to the folder. Everyone that has access to the folder will also have access to the files within that folder. And yes, you can give access to people outside your organization. That makes this perfect for sharing information with your clients or members. So now I'm going to show you how to create and collaborate on individual files. In order to create one of these files, you need to be in your Google account. The example you see on the screen is showing how to create a document in Google. I'm going to use Google Docs for my examples in this training. But starting a new file and collaborating on that file is the same for Google Docs, Sheets, which is a Google spreadsheet app, and Slides, which is a Google presentation app. This presentation you're seeing right now was created in Google Slides. What's great about these tools is Google lets you start a blank file, or you can start off with one of the templates each tool provides. You can even create a default template to match your organization's style. When you're in your Drive, like in the image I'm showing you now, click on New, Select the type of file you want to start, and then select if you want a blank file or one from a template. You are already in the Docs app. Your screen will look a bit different, but the process is very similar. Whenever you're using a template or starting from a blank file like I have in this image, the first thing you want to do is rename your file. Google automatically saves your work and the files for you. If you don't name it right away, you'll end up with a bunch of files in Google Drive, all called Untitled Document, Untitled Spreadsheet, or Untitled Presentation. Today, I'm not going to show you how to use the basic word processing features in Google Docs. If you want information on how to use them, you can go back to grow.google/remote-work for more training on that. And at the end of today's presentation, we'll share even more training resources with you. What I do want to show you today is a great feature that makes collaboration much easier. Once you create a document, you might want feedback from other people. I already mentioned that you can share files with other people. You can see here, there's a blue share button at the upper right-hand corner of your screen. When you click on that, you can add the emails of the people you want to share it with, and also assign their editing level. Here's how you can add comments to your files and ask others to contribute to it. First, you want to click on or highlight the word or phrase you want to comment on. In this example, we have used, "Have we started looking for her replacement?" There are a couple of different ways to add a comment. I recommend you go to the top of your screen and find the plus icon. You can see at the top of the example here, we added a call out, and that says add comment. That's where the plus icon is. Click that plus icon and you'll get a little pop-up where you can type in your comment. When you do that, everyone that has access to the file can see your comment. But even better, you can alert or assign someone to that comment. Take a look at the right side of the screen I'm showing you. Here, Randy alerted and assigned a comment to Pamela. You tag someone in a comment by typing a plus or @ sign and the email of the person you want to alert. You can see in the example Randy typed plus Pamela@example.com and then typed in her comment. Once you do that, you're given the option to assign the comment to that person as well. This comment is assigned to Pamela, so now she knows she's responsible for answering and resolving the comment. When you alert or assign a comment to someone, they get an email notification. They can go into the document, read the comment, reply back, make changes, and resolve it if they wish. Any resolved comments disappear from the sidebar of the actual file, but all the communication is stored in the comment area, which can be accessed through the small gray call-out box next to the larger blue share button. This process works the same way in the Google Sheets and Slides too. Here's an example of how the collaboration features looks in Google Sheets. And here's an example of how the collaboration features looks in Slides. You can also save a file in another format, such as a PDF. Here's a screenshot of how that works in Google Docs. Just go to the File menu, click Download, and then you'll see your options. If you were in Google Sheets or Slides, you would be able to download these files into other similar spreadsheets or presentation types. And in case you were wondering, you can also open files that are built in other tools like Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. You do that by going to File, then Open. As I mentioned earlier, you may want to access some files offline. The Make Available Offline feature will allow you to access, edit, and save work in the files you indicate when you don't have an internet connection. You do, however, need to set this up while you have an internet connection. So you want to go to the File menu, scroll to Make Available Offline, and click to enable. Be sure you enable this feature for any files you think you'll need offline before you get stuck without an internet connection. Also, you must do this on the device you'll want to use to access the file offline. For example, if you want to use your phone to access the file while offline, the user must go to the file when online from the phone and adjust the setting from there. Google Docs, Google Sheets, and Google Slides are not the only apps that Google offers. You may also want to explore forms to create surveys to collect feedback from others, sites to create your own websites for a business or to share your work portfolio, photos to store all of your images in one place, YouTube to learn or share through video content, and Play to see what other apps are available if you have an Android device. Working remotely can be a great time to dive into new learning. Next, we'll share training resources Google has to offer that you can access remotely. There are many different learning paths and options, so explore all of these tools and determine which one makes the most sense for you right now. Today we touched on a few of the collaboration features Google has to offer. To get more in-depth training on these tools, Google offers free G Suite training. If you want to get an official certification in G Suite, you have that option too. Anyone can complete all of the G Suite training at no cost through Applied Digital Skills, which we'll cover next. For training beyond G Suite, Google offers a tool called Applied Digital Skills. This free training curriculum helps you with more skills you might want to learn, from data analysis to research and communication to resume writing. There are lessons for adult learners and even lessons for middle and high school students. If you want to sharpen your business and marketing skills, check out Primer. This is a free app you can download to your phone. If you have an Android device, you can download it at Google Play. If you have an Apple device, you can download it from the Apple App Store. This has a series of short, fun lessons that are all less than 5 minutes each. If you really want to become an expert at Google Apps for Business, visit Skillshop. This was formerly called Academy for Ads. Skillshop is a one-stop training center for everyone who uses Google professional tools and solutions. There's training on Google Ads, Google Analytics, Google My Business, and more. The lessons here are categorized based on your experience. There's information perfect for beginners, intermediate, and even advanced users, and there's no charge for this training. I know we went over a lot of different training options. To access it all in one location, visit the Grow with Google website at grow.google. You'll find information, training resources, and more for small businesses, job seekers and students, veterans and military families, educators, developers, and startups. Now I'll pass it back to Megan. Megan?
Thank you, Andy. Let's regroup and talk about your next steps to successfully collaborate, meet, and work remotely. First, try using Google Meet. Get used to it so you can have video meetings with others. Then become familiar with Google Drive and all the functions of sharing files, commenting on them, and assisting action items to other people. I think you'll find this will make you much more efficient. And explore the training options Google has to offer. Most likely you'll find something that's right for your needs. Here are all the resources we mentioned in today's presentation. Check out these websites for more in-depth information on what we covered today. Grow with Google is an initiative to help people prepare for work, find jobs, and grow their business. Job seekers can grow their skills in order to find new jobs and advance their careers. Teachers can help learn how to put the latest technology to work inside and outside of the classroom. Small business owners can build their online presence and find new customers. Startups can learn how to get their ideas the exposure they need to succeed. Developers can sharpen their current skills and master new ones. To learn more, visit google.com/grow. Thank you for joining us today. And thank you for joining our Practical and Digital Job Seekers series. We hope you gained some great skills, and we look forward to providing more trainings to build your skill sets in the future. Please reach out to us at any time via the emails in the comment box. Take care, and we hope to see you on another Grow with Google webinar.